Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. Today, listen, everybody fries chicken differently. Some people use buttermilk, some people, just use salt and pepper, some people use flour, some people use a batter. But what I'm going to show you how to make is an 18th century fried chicken. And this is a really nice one. I've made it once before, and I want you to know there was none left. There usually is. Now, remember when I told you when we were trying out our Amelia Simmons cookbook, when she said like 12 eggs, and we know that our eggs are larger, so for every 3 eggs, it's 1 egg for us. Well, they recommend to quarter a chicken, so they must have had small birds, so if you quartered them, you could fry them up like that, but we can't do that because our birds are much larger. So you're going to need 1 chicken, and I'm going to recommend you cut it up. I take the breast and I cut the breast up in thirds, so all the pieces are closer to the same size. But you are going to need 1 chicken. I've already rinsed my chicken and I'm patted it dry. Then you say, why do I pat it dry? Because I'm going to be putting it with flavorings, and I don't want the flavorings to wash over. And I was also taught that we clean our food. Now, I know ground meat you can't, but if you have chicken or roast or stewed beef or something like that, breast of veal and stuff, we were always taught when I was growing up to wash it, pat it dry before you cook it. So, to the lady who loves cooking the old way, she will love this recipe. She said she likes going back and cooking these dishes to see how they ate in those days. Well, this is one of them. Except today I'm going to cook it with jasmine rice. And I'm going to show you how to make jasmine rice without buying the jasmine rice. Because I found out, I went to the store and I was checking out jasmine rice. And I was reading the packages, and they don't tell you about 2-AP, which I've already told you about. So they're hiding these chemicals from you, which cause breathing problems. How many people have breathing problems today? If your family doesn't, you say, well, what is it? Well, the thing is if you care about the health, if it's interfering with the breathing, you can imagine what it's doing to the rest of the body as well. All right. So in this chicken that's cut up, though they say quartered in their day, we want 2 bay leaves. And you're saying, what? 2 bay leaves? Yep. Don't worry. It's also made with wine, so don't underestimate this. All right. We need 2 large lemons squeezed. I'll cut them in half, and we'll squeeze them after I get the other seasonings into this. But they do recommend large lemons to make this dish. All right. If you don't have lemons, you can use, which vinegar can we use? You can use cider vinegar, but it has to equal the same amount of what you get out of 2 whole lemons. You need a teaspoon of salt, I've got so much that I have to start today, so I'm going to be quite busy. I'm even going to make a nice treat for us. Okay, black pepper, we need a teaspoon of black pepper. And you're going to need 1/4 of a teaspoon of clove. Matter of fact, some of these dishes that they made in their day are so delicious. They should still be used today instead of taking the shortcut of just salt and pepper. We should try some of these old recipes. I have some and they're delicious. But I will show you how to make jasmine rice after we get this started. Because this is going to have to sit for about 3 or 4 hours. So there'll be a part 2 on this. And I'll show you how to make the batter when we get to that point. So it's not just this, there is another step. But like I said, 4 hours later. And now you're going to squeeze juice of 2 lemons all over this. And then we're going to toss it and put it to the side. Just throw the peelings in, it doesn't matter at this point. We'll take them out later. These are very good. They empty everything out of your lemons. I've had this, God, since I was 20, so this is over 50 years old and still going. I shouldn't say that, it might break. My cutting board finally went that everybody hated. So my son bought me some new ones. He said, you need some for your vegetables and your fruit. I said, I know. Okay, now what you're going to do, I know, I'm a mess already. It is so cold still. We're supposed to get near the 40s. I think we're going above freezing today, but right now, because it's early. And what you're going to do is you're going to mix this thoroughly up. That clove gives it a nice smell that you won't believe, but it really does a really good job. Okay? What you're going to do is you're going to cover this up, and we'll get to this within hours, about 3-4 hours later. So in part 2, I'll show you the batter that you make with white wine. Okay, so I'll see you then in part 2.